everybody! I'm Pam and welcome back to my YouTube channel of quick 6-minute lessons for the PTE. Today, you're going to learn how to do the 13th question type of the 21 question types in the PTE. Reading and writing, fill in the blanks. Today, I'm going to teach you a great technique for reading and writing fill in the blanks. But first, let me say, don't get confused. You studied reading fill-in-the-blanks questions in my last YouTube video. This lesson is on reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks. And although the questions look similar, the technique is very different. In fact, the techniques are almost opposite. So make sure you pay close attention to both lessons. So, first, you're going to learn a fast way to catch the context of these kinds of questions. If you can't correctly understand context, you will often answer wrong. Second, I'll show you how to eliminate wrong answers. Now, I showed you elimination techniques in the last video, but I'll use meaning elimination, and I'll use that for these questions. You'll learn why and how here. Finally, I'm going to teach you the technique for grammar and collocation elimination, so you can complete the difficult reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks. So make sure you stay until the end. Now, I'm an English teacher with over 20 years of experience, and I have a PTE score of 90 out of 90. I'm teaching a lesson on every PTE question type on YouTube, so if you miss any of my videos, please check the playlist on my channel. And if you find today's lesson useful, please click to subscribe and like and comment on my videos. And just now, I'd like to take a moment to thank my viewers for their lovely comments. I read them all, and I learn things from you guys too. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. Right now, I'm making a PTE course. So this is a concentrated, specialized PTE study course. When I finish it, I'll let you know, so please check my website often. It's neo-english.com. And in the meantime, I'm still teaching online, so you can still contact me for private lessons or to take my course, English for University. You can contact me for those through my website as well. Okay, reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks questions look almost the same as reading fill-in-the-blanks questions from video 12. See? You need to choose the right answer to fill in the blanks. But there is one big important difference in the technique between this question type and the question type from the last video. That is, this question type, you must consider context. If you don't consider context, you'll get many of these questions wrong. And if you don't use a fast way to understand context, it's impossible to finish these questions in time. So, listen carefully to learn how. Now, there are about 5 reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks questions in each test. Each one includes a text of up to 300 words, but they're usually only about 100 words. And each text has 4 to 6 blanks. Now, as I said, there's one very big difference between the techniques for reading fill-in-the-blanks and reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks. To answer fill-in-the-blanks, to answer reading fill-in-the-blanks questions, you just go straight to the blank and you try to choose the answer for it. But to answer today's question type, reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks questions, you should first understand the main idea of the whole text. It's called understanding context. So, to answer these questions, the most important point is choosing an answer whose meaning matches the context. Let me show you with a typical question. When you see this kind of question, you must try to understand context first. And to do that, you need 3 steps. Step 1, context. Step 2, meaning elimination. And step 3, grammar and collocation elimination if necessary. Okay, so step 1, context. Find the context by reading the first sentence of the text. That seems too easy, right? But for these questions, that's usually enough. To illustrate, let's look at a simplified question. So if we look at the first sentence, we see the context is, babies are upset when body language does not match atmosphere. So any answer we choose must match this context. Okay? So now let's go back and look at an official PTE example question from the PTE offline practice test and do step 1, context. So the first sentence is, evidence for a genetic basis of antisocial behavior stems from several different lines of research. Wow! So we can see that the context is about research into the genetics of antisocial behavior. Now, why is context so important? Well, reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks questions usually want you to choose an answer based on meaning in context. Let me explain why in step 2. Okay, so step 2, meaning elimination. Now, in the last video, I taught you the technique of elimination. And in that lesson, I told you to start with grammar and collocation elimination. But for this question type, you should do meaning elimination first. Oh, well, first understand context, and then choose an answer that matches both the meaning of the sentence and the context. So let's look again at our simplified question. What do you think the answer is? Angry? Yell? Unhappy? No. They all match the meaning of the sentence, but not the context. The correct answer is smile, because the context of the text was about when body language does not match the atmosphere. So, smile. So do you see now why it's so important to understand context first in these questions? Reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks questions are not just testing your understanding of grammar and vocabulary. They are testing your ability to deeply understand each part of a full text. Now let's look at the official example PTE question again. And step 2, meaning elimination. Do this for each blank. So let's look at the first blank. Read the phrase around the blank to understand, and we see blank plays a role in antisocial behavior. If we only looked at that phrase, the answer could be any of those words. But we must think about the meaning in context. So, the blank must connect to research into the genetic basis of antisocial behavior. And the only answer that fits that context is heredity, because that's about genetics. So, we can eliminate every other answer. The correct answer is heredity. Now, let's do the second blank. Genetically blank individuals compared to non-relatives. Well, what can be compared to non-relatives? Well, relatives? So the answer is related. And does that also match our context? Yes. Now, to find the answer for the third blank, we actually can't use steps 1 and 2. So for this one, we move straight on to step 3, eliminate. And we eliminate answers based on grammar or collocation. Okay, so this step is similar to the technique for reading fill-in-the-blanks questions in video 12. But keep watching here, because I'll show you how to apply that technique to our official PTE reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks questions. So let's do step 3, grammar and collocation elimination. Now, we cannot eliminate with grammar for this particular question because every answer has the same grammar. But we can eliminate based on collocation. That is, words that usually go together. Now, the only collocation here is genetically influenced. None of the other words usually go together. So the answer is influenced. Now remember, in our last video, I told you how important it is to study collocations. So you can use your collocation knowledge here too. And finally, the fourth blank. As always, try to find the meaning in context first. Now, we already did step 1 for the whole text, so remember, the context is about genetic research. Okay, now step 2, meaning elimination. Well, which answer fits? It could be inspected or investigated because both words mean looked at closely. But the context of this text includes research, yeah? So the correct answer is investigated, because investigated means looking at something closely for research. Done. We have 4 correct answers. Now I just want to tell you all one more thing that I think might help. But first, if this video helped you in any way, please like it, subscribe to my channel, drop a comment. It all helps to allow me to make more videos for you. And if this video didn't help you, please drop me a comment about that too. I always want to know how to improve. Anyway, my final piece of PTE advice for today is be careful how you practice. There are a lot of apps and websites that offer PTE mock tests. And some of these apps are good if you understand their limitations, but none of them give an accurate score. You might get a top score in an app's mock test, but a terrible score in the real PTE, or the other way around. So make sure that you use Pearson's official scored practice test if you want to estimate your score. It won't give you exactly the same score as in the real PTE, because of course the questions will be different, but it does use the same scoring algorithm, so it will give you the closest thing possible to a real PTE score. Now next lesson, we're going to start working on questions from the PTE listening section. And the first one is summarize spoken text. I look forward to seeing you all at that lesson. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.